First thing I'm going to do is insert the bastion post in the drawer front. Put this in all the way down till it hits the wood. Then I'm going to back it out just about a full turn. We're going to line the hole in the post. It's going to be perpendicular to this short edge. I'm going to attach the back to the sides. I'm going to attach the other side. Next we're going to take the drawer bar and slide that in. I'm going to take the best side and put that to the inside. Slide that right down the notch. Make sure that it gets seated into the front brace. I'm going to drop this barrel nut in. There's little notches on the edge, on the threaded edge, and show you which side the hole's in. And we're going to face this hole in these little notches toward the front. I'm going to insert the drawer front, making sure I get the drawer bottom into the slot there. Okay, when you look down through the end of this barrel nut, you're going to see the hole in the post. And that hole is going to be offset toward the back of the front. And so I just have to start them by putting them on the long end of that. And shouldn't be any problem in starting that in. You don't want to have any problems or you're cross-threading it. So just back it out. You want to make sure the nut is against the wood in that access hole, pushed up against there, because the tip of that set screw is going to hit the taper in the post and seek the center of the hole in the post. And as it does, it will tighten it up like a compression. But then you just get that nice and tight. And we'll do that on the other side, and you'll have most of your drawer complete. You can put the handle on it this time. Sometimes you get a couple of different choices of lengths of machine screws in a pack when you get the pack there. But I find that generally the smaller ones, the 3/4 inch ones, work. And we're just going to attach. Okay, last thing for the drawer is to put on the drawer glides. There's a left glide and a right glide as you face the front. A lot of times they have them stamped in there, drawer left, drawer right, or DL, if you're like. We're going to use the side that has 3 holes. We're only going to use 2 of the holes. In the side here, there's 2 small guideline holes. This glide is going to go right up against the back of the top, and you'll see those pilot holes through the side there. So I'm going to attach this. Okay, now this is the drawer, complete drawer. It's the way your glides all look. Okay, now we're going to assemble the hardware to the top and the drop leaf. The drop leaf has notches here to allow for the hinge. The long one is going to go right on the drop leaf. And then I'm going to take the glide support, or the drop leaf support, and there's 4 pilot holes here, and I'm going to line that up. And I'm going to attach all of those with 5/8 number 8 screws. There's a little notch in here. That's just so the drop leaf will clear the wooden disc after you hit those in the leg. So I'm going to attach all of these. Okay, now we've got it all screwed down. I'll show you what it looks like. This is going to retract when you get it in place to let the drop leaf fall. So that's what your unit should look like at this point. Okay, for the left side assembly, I'm going to take 2 legs, left front, left rear, and the top left brace, which looks like this. And the first thing I'm going to do is put a bastion post into the okay, when the posts are in the proper position, this one has to go down a little. Got to go down to hit the wood and you back it out. Look at your instructions on the bastion. To back it out about 1 turn, and then the slot for the screwdriver in the top going to be parallel with the long edges here. Put pin into the bottom hole there, and the bottom hole on the side. It's okay if these are loose, if they're tight, just that one's a little bit tight, or we just take it, tap that in place. These just keep the brace from turning. That's their only function of those pins. So turn it back. Then I'll get the barrel nuts, and explained the barrel nut operation before. I'm going to put the threads up. The little notches are going to be toward this post. Same thing on the other side. Okay. Okay. This is your left side. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach a glide to that. Now we're going to attach the glide. You notice there's two pilot holes. They're off-center toward the front. This is the front. The glide, make sure you got a space at the top so you don't confuse the left and the right. There's a space at the top, and that's going to allow the wheel for the drawer to come over top of it. And we're going to line it up so that the glide overlaps this leg just a little over an inch, maybe an inch and 3/16. And then you'll see that two of the holes will line up. There's multiple holes in this thing, and it might be possible to line a couple different sets up. But what you want to make sure is that this is overlapping the leg. Okay, now we're going to do the right side. Here again we have the legs. Got two holes here. No other holes on that leg. Two holes here. The bottom has a hole for the wheels. And here again I've got to attach the bastion post. So I'm going to attach the bastion post to the top hole on each leg. Okay, with the bastion post in place on both legs, got the hole toward the center, a little notch in the top. One's parallel with the long length, and just got just a little bit of space in between the wood and the bottom shank of the post, just enough to get your fingernail in, maybe just a little bit more. Okay, make the little notches. I'm going to drop those in. They're going to face that post. I'm going to put a 3/4 inch pin into the end of the brace. Sometimes those pins are loose and it doesn't matter. They just keep the brace from turning. And I'll start with one side. It doesn't matter which side of this particular model. Get a nice fit there. You're going to see the hole in the post as you go through that. Start my little set screw so I don't drop it. Okay, now this is the right side. It should look exactly like this. This is the inside, of course. Then I'm going to attach the glide. Here again, the wheel is down. I'm going to overlap here, just a little over an inch and 3/8, and two of the holes will line up. Then you take the other screws from the packet. And now I'm going to attach the top back brace. I'm going to use the 1 3/4 inch machine screw. That's one without a tip on it, and a nut. And this is the back brace. You got a little slot there. The Z brackets are going to go in that slot. And first thing I want to do is I want to put a little pin. If you haven't done it already, put a pin at the edge of the top back brace there. I'm going to sort of align that pin, bring that in. Then I'm going to put my 1 3/4 inch screw. It's going to come actually through the slot. Put the little nut on your fingertip and push it against the wood in the access hole that's closest to the top there. And then we're just going to screw that on. Okay, we're going to put the other side on. Here again, I'm going to put a pin into the brace. I'm going to line that up. See pretty good there. Put the pin in the hole and bring this forward. And then I'm going to secure this with the same way I did the other side with the 1 3/4 inch machine screw. And okay, we're going to put the last brace, which is the top front brace, a very small brace. Got a set of countersunk holes. Those are going to face up toward the bottom there. And we're going to attach that. The set of legs here, we just separate those a little bit. And we're going to attach those like we did the back with the 1 3/4 inch machine screw. And okay, here's what your base assembly looks like at this point. We've got our guides facing out. We got the reamed holes facing up here, the countersunk holes, back brace in place. And so now we're ready to attach this to the bottom of the top and drop leaf. And now I'm going to attach the frame to the bottom of the top. You will notice in the main part of the bottom of the top there's 4 pilot holes. 2 are going to take the little Z brackets. 2 are going to take these 1 1/4 number 8 screws in there. And this is the right side, the small brace that goes towards your drop leaf. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to attach the front. And I'm going to find the pilot hole. Just finger start that. Then I'll lift it up and find the other one over here. I'll do the same thing. Okay, you notice there's a little hole in the little Z's. We're going to secure those with a 5/8 number 8 Phillips screw. And you see the little pilot holes at the back here. They're near the hinge. Now, we're going to take that and we're going to insert this part into that little slot that's in the back brace there. And then we're going to align that with the hole at the bottom. Okay, when you get them all aligned, just tighten them up. And you have a pretty nice assembly at this point. Now I'm going to attach the towel bar. Put the little standoffs in like this, and I'm going to attach them with 1 inch screws from the back side there. That's a countersunk on this side. I'm just going to take that loose for a second. I'm going to align the point of the screw with the pilot hole in the back there of the standoff and secure that loosely. Then I'm going to take the other one. That in place. Line it up. Got a little play there, so get that started. Okay, we got the towel bar on. While we've got this upside down, we're just going to install the wheels. We're going to put the little wheel guides in there. I'm going to they're all exactly alike, have little teeth on them. I'm going to hammer them down with a hard hammer until the teeth grab the wood. You got 2 locking casters and 2 plain casters. I usually put the locking casters on the front just because it's easier to get in there, to adjust them, turn them on or off. You put that in like that, put the back ones in. If you have trouble getting it in, just hit on this little metal ledge. We're going to attach the shelves. We're going to use 1 1/4 number 8 screws. We're going to invert the shelf because it's going to face down. Put the bottom one in first. You might can get some help with this. I'm going to align the screw up with a pilot hole that's in the leg there. Okay, we're going to leave these loose for right now. We're just going to start them real well because when I get ready to put the middle shelf in, I need a little bit of slop to get that shelf in there. So I'm just going to leave those loose for right now. Now we're going to put the middle shelf in. You'll notice there's 3 holes for adjustment there. I'm going to put it on the middle adjustment just for this illustration. If you ever decide you want to change it, you just remove those 4 screws. You might want to loosen these up a little bit and then put that in and then reattach it because sometimes your desires change depending on what you want to put on those shelves. So I'm going to secure this shelf exactly like I did the other one with the 1 1/4 number 8 screws. And I'm going to put it in the middle of the 3 pilot holes. Okay, now we've secured these real tight up against the legs. We've secured the middle shelf up against the leg. And now we'll turn it back over and put the drawer in and we should be finished. Okay, before we put the drawer in, we're going to put the little wooden disc in. A little grain on that disc. I align that with the grain in the wood. These are tapered. Just try to put them in place and so they'll stay in place, but you want to take a little piece of plastic or something just to keep from marring that little skirt. Another tip is you might want to tighten them all up before you put the disc in, just in case it's come a little bit loose during the assembly process. But there's 4 of these, and once you get those in, then we'll put the drawer in. Now we just insert the drawer. We're going to tilt it down a little bit. The wheels on the drawer are going over top the wheels on the cabinet side. We're just going to raise it up. It should go right in there, and we have our cart all finished.